Hi there.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, pretty good. I have to tell you, my computer's being a little weird, so I'm concerned. I hope it lasts through the whole thing. Okay.
There are always very interesting things sometimes with technology.
Well, I just got this. Actually, my daughter gave it to me for Christmas last year. It's a nice little Chromebook, and I was using a real clunker before that. But for some reason, I mean, and we have Wi-Fi in the house. What happens when it's about to go out is a little dinosaur appears on the screen.
So
Have you?
Hmm.
I don't know whether it's Chromebook or what. And as I turned it on this morning, the dinosaur was appearing, and so I hurried up and hit the link, and that seemed to banish it for a while. But let's see what happens. So who all is? Let's see who all is in here.
we're supposed to have everybody except Mike.
Oh, what's he doing this morning? Does he have an excuse from his mom or what?
I think he's got a doctor's issue.
Oh, okay. Hi, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oops, I just muted myself. I just sent Fran and Mara a copy of one of the video links.
I got it. I already have it loaded up.
Oh, good. Yeah, I really liked the one that you sent.
Yeah, I sent it to the subcommittee. I got it yesterday and I sent it to them, and I think it's good. I think they're on a good path. So the second one, she did say that she's editing. So
Oh, good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I went crazy buying advent calendars at Aldi. So I am drinking one of my coffee advent calendars.
Oh, how
I have coffee, I have cheese. I didn't get the wine one, but
that's really nice.
I got the 12 Days of Christmas sparkling wine one, so that
Oh.
counts.
That's cool. I have a long time friend. We were in college together, who married a guy from Germany, where apparently advent calendars are like really huge.
I think that's why they have them all at Aldi, because it's a
Oh,
German
that's
company.
probably-
So
yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. So every year, this is what she has to start doing really early and sort of getting ready before anybody else. I also have a cat here, so if there's a no.
Oh.
So we'll see how she does. Are we almost all in? Let's see. Hi, Tim. Almost. So, Jennifer, when does your Christmas vacation start, or whatever passes for that?
At the college,
Mm-hmm.
students are having their final week of classes this week. Next week is exams, and then all of the undergrads will be gone. Although right now we only have like 40% still in the dorms because most of the classes went online after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So for the last week. Yeah, and then I'm here till the 22nd. So
So it's going okay, and
yeah, I mean, we definitely when the county peaked, we did notice a peak because we have so many commuters,
mm-hmm.
so it's hard to coordinate that. But I think we're going to be testing kids before they come back after Christmas for the dorms, especially. I think that's
Yeah.
the rumor I've heard. So, um, Yeah, but most of the classes next semester are going to be hybrid as well, which is the professor can make the judgment whether they're in person or online. And most of the professors opt for like maybe meeting the first week of classes and then going online and then meeting halfway in between and then going online again.
Yeah, yeah. That must be so difficult. I can't imagine.
I thought I'd show off my new mask.
Nice.
Like it?
I need to pick up my packet today or tomorrow.
You do. We're running out of shirts. It's really a good problem.
Oh,
All right, now that you've oohed and awed.
that's really cute. I like that.
You like that? Yeah.
Got a little Santa beard. That's very cute.
It's like a Santa beard.
I
It
know,
seems
it's
so
Santa.
appropriate to the year, didn't it? Oh,
Gosh.
I don't know why this reminder goes into my junk mail. And then when I finally find it after going through 5 different email accounts, junk, inbox, other, then I have to move it to the inbox in order to click on it. Thank you for listening.
Are we all here? I keep.
Hold on just a second. I've got someone who's called in just as a listener, not on our regular. Do we know it's an 805 phone number? Who are we still missing, Fran?
Let's see, Andrew and Cara.
See if I can figure out who it is.
It's 314-805.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's Andrew. Okay, hold on. I'm
Okay.
moving him over. Oh, the only thing I can do is allow him to talk. There we go.
We're still waiting for Cara. Did we get started? You think we okay. All right. We'll call to order then. Good morning, everybody. Guess we start with the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes.
Any second?
Second.
Okay. Okay. Minutes are approved. Visitor comments?
You have no visitors.
No visitors at all. Okay.
And
I
there's
was
Kara.
I was interested in the phone number to see if we had somebody coming in.
Well, the phone number is Andrew. The phone number is Andrew.
Okay. Okay. Old business. We're going to go right into the video project. Jennifer?
Yes. So I heard from the student who's working on the style video. He sent a draft yesterday, and so we can play that in a minute. He said that he was never able to contact with Leopard. So he had tried a few times, and then finally he was like, well, I think we just have to move forward with the other stores. And I told him, I gave him a few numbers. Fran had given me an email, and I know that they were attending a conference or a buyer's conference or something like that. And so she was hard to get a hold of, but at a certain point I was like, you know what, if you have to move forward with the other stores, then move forward with the other stores. So he did that. And so we have a draft of that. The woman who did the dining said she's still in editing, finishing up the editing probably this week, and she will send it along. But so that's where they are with the videos. I don't know, Mara, if you wanted to play the one that we have.
Yep.
My name is Julia Lenig, and I am the owner of Descendant Boutique. Hi, I'm Lisa Lorenz, and I am the owner of Never Enough Boutique.
Stacy Swiderska with Paisley Boutique in Webster Groves, Missouri.
Descendant is a mix of modern, contemporary women's clothing, and we also sell a collection of lifestyle goods and gifts.
We sell clothing, accessories, jewelry. I like to think that my style is really casual and fun.
We get to know your unique story and help you feel and look your best.
The business community has been incredibly welcoming, and it's been really nice to feel so supported and build friendships with other business owners and truly value community over competition.
We also have a trade association in Webster Groves, which really helps allow businesses to network off of each other and really become friends.
I think the Webster Groves community is unique in the fact that it has an incredibly elevated style, and people of Webster Groves have great taste, but it's also very casual and welcoming and ready for families or anybody who's looking to shop or live in Webster. I think the local community has loved being able to still shop and feel safe by shopping online and picking up their orders either curbside, or you can make a private appointment to come in.
It's this great network of people who are supportive of one another. We try to find unique ways to bring people into the community. We're here for each other. We bounce ideas off of each other. And the Webster community by far has been one of the best parts of running the shop.
Cute.
Have the businesses seen the video? What do they think of it? What are their thoughts?
I can check with Joseph and see. I'm assuming that they had worked with them for some sort of approval, but I can check with Joseph, the producer of that one, and find out if he had gotten feedback from them as well.
All right.
I thought it was really nice, and I could see how you could use pieces of it for Facebook, for TV, if we ever, if we get to that point. Just one technical thing that I did notice, I thought all the store owners were great. Some of the long shots of the streets and exteriors of the stores were a little dark. I don't know whether, we can deal with that, but other than that, I thought they did a really nice job.
So what directives should I give Joseph on the video? I guess if we have any thoughts or anything like that we want to share with them, like the color and some of the long shots or anything like that, or Mara, if you had anything that you would want him to change before it goes on the Facebook page, I'm happy to share those thoughts and we can get it out there.
I want to look at it one more time. There was just one or two tiny clips that just seemed a little off, like our marquee being changed at City Hall seemed a little odd in that. And there were a couple other, like one of the long shots that was really dark was also one of the areas that wasn't decorated, and it was I think it was looking at Lemke, and it was just kind of an odd shot that just very out of place with a lot of the other shots were great.
Okay.
So there's probably one or two tiny little clips that I'd probably say, pull that little piece out. It's better if it's shorter with those couple little seconds.
Sounds good. I can also reach out to the professor of the class. I think he's going to have another session next term. It was honestly, I felt fairly low involvement from us, low management, like low workload, even from the subcommittee. So if they're happy to keep churning out a few more videos at a pace for us at no cost, I don't mind reaching out to him again, because I know we talked about next semester doing like gardening, like doing a Maypop and Rolling Ridge one in the spring. That might be a fun thing to do.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm happy to reach out to the professor and get on the list to get some more videos done.
I think that'd be great. I think that's a win-win on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to echo, and maybe it's not good for me to say this, but the city portions, like focus on city buildings and things like that. This is about our businesses. And so if we're making it shorter, if some of that gets pulled out, I think that's not a bad idea at all. Because this is about our business community, not about some of our city landmarks.
Laura, I had that same thought. I think it would be great if they had any more product photos to showcase kind of what the businesses offer, rather than just, the signs of the business. I think that would be helpful. I'll take a look at it again and email you some thoughts. But I mean, overall for students, I think that was great. Not mad at a free video.
I agree. I also had a shot of the church and, as you said, Laura, this is a business thing. It's not a community thing. Not that I don't like what was produced there, but it doesn't exactly make sense for the shot of the church. This was a good shot, but it's not what we're trying to promote here.
I think they were trying to fill the amount of time for the music background or something, but they could use better shots for it.
Yeah, I also felt like the music could fade as the logo appears instead of stopping and then the logo appears. That was the one thing that I had noticed.
But I wouldn't necessarily discard those pieces, sort of keep them in reserve. It's possible that we could use them, like the church or the city hall sign or whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
You got enough to go on, Jennifer?
I think so. And then as soon as I get the dining one, I'll email that to Fran and Mara, and that way we can maybe just email suggestions, since we won't be meeting again by the time I'm sure we want to get it to send out.
Are we ready to go into the holiday planning? Joanne?
Sure. So I have just a few items to update everyone on, and then I'm going to have Mara show the video of the KMOV ad. And after that, Mara, I just realized I'd rather have you give the update on the gift card giveaway and the pictures in a moment, if you will, please.
Yep.
But first, I'll just explain so we decided this year, if you recall, to switch over to KMOV from KTVI to do our TV ad this year. That ad started on November 16th and it will run through December 20th. It's a 30-second ad and it's different from the prior year ad. And in a moment, I'll have Mara show that to you. Also with KMOV, they did a great day and included our mayor on doing the great day. That was on Monday, November 30th. We also are doing the same with KEZK, doing ads as we have in the past with the time frame the same as KMOV, running from November 16th through December 20th. And then the Webster Kirkwood Times is doing the ad 2 times. So the first one will be this Friday, December 4th, and the next one will be Friday, December 11th. It was done differently. The verbiage is different this year because of the shutdown of restaurants. So I had some assistance in crafting that material. So the verbiage is different, and also the pictures. But the layout is relatively the same as last year. And then finally, I'm going to have Mara add some items as well.
So first, I'm going to go ahead and show you the ad because it's actually tied right now on our Facebook page to the gift certificates. So I'm going to enlarge this.
Shop local this holiday season. You're giving more than just a gift. You're giving hope to small business owners and the community they support. Experience the spirit of the holidays and give hope this holiday season. Shop, dine, celebrate local in Webster Groves. Learn more at explorewebstergroves.com.
So that's the ad that's going out. And then right now on our Explore Webster Groves Facebook page, we've got basically 4 different gift giveaways that we're working on. So the first one for this first week, which was posted on Small Business Saturday, is a $50 gift certificate that you can win, and then you win 50 for a friend. So it's you go on, you say, you know, something that you like about Webster Groves businesses, and then you tag a friend. So it's a 50-50. We're going to do that twice. So we're doing the first one for a week, which finishes tomorrow. Then we're doing a second one for another week, and then that one will finish. And then in addition, we're also going to do one where we're using a hashtag for WG Holiday. And you can kind of see a little bit on here, but they're going to do another thing with WG Holiday where you take pictures either with things that you've purchased from your businesses, or it could be pictures with the different things that the Parks Department has put out in the 3 districts, but basically something Webster Groves that is part of the holiday in our businesses and our business districts. And we're going to also do 4 winners for that with the photos, and each of them will also win $50 in gift certificates each too. So they're working on that through the Facebook page, and we'll continue to promote those. One other thing that we have going on that we didn't plan, but that KZK contacted us about next week on Wednesday, similar to, for those that remember when we won the Stanley Cup, KZK had little parades where they kind of randomly on an afternoon paraded the Stanley Cup through different areas. They are going to parade Santa through Webster Groves. So next Wednesday, starting at 3 o'clock, they're going to start at Laclede Station in Big Bend. They're going to make their way through Old Orchard. They're going to make their way through Old Webster. Then they're going to make their way down to Barry, where they're going to pick up the police escort in Kirkwood, and they're going to go through Kirkwood. So yesterday, they went through Children's Hospital, a couple of the different hospitals on Wednesday afternoon. Then this week, next week, they're doing Webster Kirkwood. The week after that, I think they're doing St. Charles. And then the week after that, they're doing, I think, another series of hospitals or some other area. But they contacted us. The person at KZK happens to be a family in Webster, grew up in Kirkwood. So we were the lucky recipients of one of their only 4 little parades. Our police department has kindly, with Joanne's permission, offered services to help get them through the various stop signs and lights, but they're not going to stop. They're not trying to make this a people gather, but basically just a random, oh, look, there's a sighting of Santa going through Webster Groves. They are going to continue to promote thank yous to us along with their other things that they're doing. So we get a little bit of additional free promotion on KEZK, thanking the city and thanking the police department. So we should be good to go for that.
That's good.
I have a question. How does he go through the areas? Is it like in the back of a pickup or?
Yeah,
like the Pope Mobile.
Like the Pope Mobile. Apparently it's a little 4-vehicle parade. So I think there's a couple cars before and after, and then he's in a vehicle of some sort. It's a truck or a something that he's sitting on the back of or near. So that's as much as I've been told. And I'm not sure how they did it through the hospitals. I think it was something where they were like telling the kids to be taking the kids to the windows of the hospital, and he was driving somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure how they did that one. So I think that's all of them. That's the 2 different gift card giveaways, the KZK. Oh, and I had one more, which, well, it's really more for new business. So it's not really holiday. So we'll leave that for new business.
Mara, so is KZK promoting like the route or no? Sorry.
I think they're not necessarily promoting the route in the same way because they don't want to have a bunch of people show up, but they are doing some sort of, they're on the radio, they're talking about, oh, I think at the last minute, it'll be like, we're going to be in Webster Groves. So yeah.
On that one. That sounds like fun.
I think that's it. Joanne, did you have anything else for holiday planning?
So what you wanted to talk about in new business was that the sticker thingy that you sent me? Okay. Then no, I have nothing else on holiday planning.
So we're ready for new business then? Okay.
So I'm going to share another thing that we got sent to us. There is a group that is doing a thing for St. Louis. They've designed a Love Local STL. And they've actually provided for everyone, they can download all the graphics for free. The social posts for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can also print posters, black and white from your own printer. They also have printer ready files for stickers, window clings, and posters. It's all using the hashtag #LoveLocalSTL. And it's supporting local businesses. It's tied in with the STL Made, which I don't know how many people have seen the STL Made around. I know that this would have been a year and a half ago when I was at my national planning conference, the planning director for the city was handing out and giving away. They had just started the STL Made hashtag, and I know a lot of people are seeing it on Instagram and other things. And you can follow STL Made, just promoting things that are local to St. Louis. So we did receive this. We're gonna send that out and try to do a little bit more promotions of it. But you can do things like, because it's set up in such a way, you can do it as your cover photo in Facebook. You can also, they have it set up. I right now have it as my cover photo on my personal Facebook page, but you can put it in a couple different places. So we're gonna try to send that out to the businesses in case anyone wants it. We might also talk a little bit about, because they have printer ready files for stickers and posters, we could potentially, depending on what we had in our budget, get some of them printed for our businesses and use like Acme Printing to print them for us and pass them out to a number of our businesses. So that's a possibility we can talk about.
That's pretty interesting. Don't I remember years ago that American Express that used to do some kind of an annual thing on buy local?
Small Business Saturday, and they still do it.
They do, okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of neat. It's a little more local. Well, it's local.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good. Okay. Any other new business? How about the business district update?
So the 3 business districts obviously are focusing, I think, a lot on holidays. So Old Webster, we discussed a number of the things that we were just discussing with you. We showed them the ad. We talked about the holidays. We told them about the Santa parade coming through. I know they talked about a little bit about how the 2 events that they did with outdoors had gone. And Tim, you might be able to say a little bit more about how things, went from the trade association standpoint. We also are continuing with their building lighting program. So we've got potentially 2 more buildings that are going to get the lights on the top of the buildings. So that's Old Webster, unless Tim had something else to add. Oh, the candles. We do have the 2nd story candles. Ron picked them all up from me yesterday and has delivered them to almost all of the buildings. So in the 2nd stories from last year, we've carried over all the candles in the upper windows. We'd stored them here at City Hall. I think for next year, we're not going to store them at City Hall. We're going to ask them to store them themselves. It was a little bit more work than we thought it would be to pick them up and then store them and then put them back out again. Sorry, Tim, did you have anything else?
I don't think so. The only thing I'd mention is, we're trying to promote people decorating their windows, putting lights up and different things like that to get out there. We at one point we were going to do a window walk type thing where they voted on the windows and different things, but just got to be too much, too late, and decided not to do that. But we're still encouraging very hard for people to dress up their windows.
I'm going to jump to Old Orchard. Old Orchard is also doing building lighting. So we've got 4 more, actually, I think it's 5 more buildings in the next phase. And they're supposed to be going, hopefully, the beginning of next week to put the lighting on those. It'll include the Novel Neighbor building, the vet, 2 other buildings on Big Bend, the where the pharmacy used to be and where the Mary Jane Armstrong's, shoot, why can't I remember?
Artistic tailoring.
Artistic
Thank
tailoring.
you,
yeah.
Artistic Tailoring, those 2 buildings. And then we're also doing the Gorilla Street Food and that little corner. So we're kind of moving our way out, but we're doing it also right now based on if I can get a building owner to agree, I'm getting it taken care of. They funded it slightly differently than Old Webster. Old Webster is a 50-50 program. So in addition to having to get the owner to work with us on getting access and permission, we also have to get them to agree to pay for 50% of it. In Old Orchard, they decided that they just wanted to completely fund it and put it on the tops of all the buildings. So as soon as I get a business owner or building owner to agree, we are moving forward. And then their streetscape has been bid out and will be starting construction in the spring. So they'll be doing that section from the Murdoch Bridge all the way to the Novel Neighbor on the north side with the decorative poles that will be able to have banners and the hanging baskets, ADA accessible sidewalks, and the more decorative sidewalk. It's not exactly the full decoration that it was in the first phase. It's a little bit simpler for ease of when they have to make utility repairs. It's been hard to match. So they'll still have decorative shapes, but those little medallions will not be in the middle of the sort of diamond shape in the sidewalk. Crossroads is working hard. They also wanted to do a streetscape. They got denied multiple times on their streetscape. Then they had decided they were going to try to fund it themselves. And then county gave them the kibosh on everything. And then now I think I have county saying they might give in on a few of the things that they said no to. So now I'm going back and forth with the engineer, trying to draw things up that maybe county will accept. So we're pushing it as hard as we can and we're kicking it along. So I think that's it for business district updates. And if it's okay, I'll just go straight into city updates.
Well, I just had one question, Mara, about, because I keep feeling terrible about Crossroads getting turned down a lot. Is there anything, or have we already, and I'm unaware of it, that something from the Business Development Commission could add to any of the permission asks or what? Nothing. Okay.
No. Big Bend is St. Louis County's roadway. So being turned down isn't necessarily being turned down for federal funding. They're asking for $250,000. So it's not, it's not going to be much of anything. And even when we did the applications, we had letters from Hickson talking about how this is a route to schools and it would be safer. We had letters from all the businesses. We had safety and traffic numbers about pedestrians and accidents. We had all of that. None of that really helped. But again, there's a limited amount of funds. So when the big pool goes, we weren't the only ones that were denied. There were a number of projects that were denied. So, it's frustrating for them, but they're a tiny project and there is already money in the reason why they were going to try to fund some of it themselves is there is already money assigned through the city budget that the city council approved in a previous, the part that was going to be the match. So what we're trying to figure out is a way to maybe phase it out where we could get a few things done with the money that they already have allocated and then try to see what we can do after that. Again, it's barely 2 blocks. So I think we might be able to get something pushed through. The problem was county was basically adding in, 7 different things that we had to do that are on their road that was all kinds of additional funding in areas that we weren't even going to be, it's not even in our district. They wanted us to continue all the striping. Once you go over the train tracks all the way to the overpass over 44.
Oh my goodness.
to connect back to their, so they wanted us to do that striping, and they wanted us to make major improvements to the intersection of Big Bend, Baker, and Gore. Sorry, yeah, Gore. And I mean, just the craziness, I mean, hundreds of thousands of dollars and permissions and all kinds of things that was not in their plan. So I think we've gotten them away from that, and I think we're getting closer. So we'll see.
Good. Yeah, I remember being concerned about that area from a million years ago when my daughter was in junior high school. You know, it's just really been an issue.
Yeah. So we're getting closer.
Okay. City updates.
So a few city updates. We are, for those that haven't seen it in Old Orchard, Darmondwell has opened, as well as Union Studios been open for a little while, and then the Annex is now open, is fully open. In addition, the CBD business has closed, and we're having a pop-up for the month of December. We're trying to get them in this week, is Joya Jewelry. So they'd be in for the month of December. So it's just one more retail business that people can kind of go to on that north side. We are currently working with Union Loafers for their Bagel Union location, still working with them on they're figuring out all the things related to the construction documents. And then they would be going in where Porter Paint used to be. I am still working with the urgent care that's going to go in place of the used car lot at Laclede Station and Big Bend. They had gone to Architecture Review Board and had a preliminary review and some comments from them. They went there before they went to Board of Adjustment. Board of Adjustment, they asked for two variances, a variance for the setback off of Big Bend and a variance for the setback off Laclede Station Road. They got the Big Bend variance, but they were denied the Laclede Station Road variance. So they are working on the redesign. I believe they're turning things back into me this week to go to Architecture Review Board. They have, in addition, purchased, I believe, the property next to the used car lot and are expanding for both of those spaces for the urgent care. I'm also working with a really cool project, and I'm hoping they're going to be able to figure out that they can work it out. That I can't tell you yet who it is, but I'm working with a really cool project for the other secondary building that's across the street from the Subaru dealership. They also owned that parking lot that they stored cars on, as well as the small brick building, two-story brick building next to it. There's someone who has a contract on that with a really cool new business. And they're pretty excited because they're the very, very first block of the streetscape that would be going in for the spring. So we're working with them on that. And as soon as I can announce them, as soon as they're officially in, I will let you know. We are still working on a number of code amendments. The parking code amendment was approved by the council on Tuesday night, which amended the parking codes for some residential and commercial uses. And that was really updated finally to have our own parking code instead of using counties. We are currently working, and on Monday night, we have the continuation of 2 public hearings for residential code amendments. So we're working on updating the codes in the residential section to try to decrease the size of oversized houses going on substandard lots. So we have about 1,600 or more lots in the city that are less than like 7,500 square feet. But right now the code allows up to a 2,600 square foot house on those lots. And that's typically what's happening. The smaller lots are being sold pretty easily, and then a really large house is going on those lots. So we're looking at some potential code changes to decrease those oversized houses that seem to be not in fitting or keeping with the neighborhood. In addition, we're working on some code changes for 2-family structures, the opportunity that people could have either townhouse or a 2-family in our single-family residential zoning that does currently allow a limited number of 2-family, but almost none. It basically allows it on like 3 or 4 blocks within the city. So we do have a continued public hearing that will be continued probably at least another couple months after that. We're kind of delving into what the options are and in trying to encourage a continued diversity of housing types within Webster Groves. Right now, a lot of the houses being torn down are the smaller size, anything from a 900 square foot to a 1,400 square foot. And in their place, they're building a 2,600, 2,800, 3,000 square foot house. So we're looking at those options, which would provide some diversity in the type of housing, as well as in price points and affordability within the community. So we're working on all of those.
Laura, can I interrupt really quickly?
Yes.
The Monday night, that's Plan Commission, correct?
That's Plan Commission.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Don't confuse that with City Council. We're still at Plan Commission. A reminder that you can continue to follow the progress of the redevelopment project north of Old Webster on our city website. So make sure to continue to watch what's going on with that. At a certain key point in time, depending on how everything goes, it will eventually go to public hearings with Plan Commission. That would be the next phase or next step. So continue to watch that for updates. I think for those of you that haven't seen it in the paper, we do have our new city manager starting in January, and I think everybody's pretty excited. And I know we'll I have at that point appreciate or say to Joanne how much we have loved that she has taken over and kept us going through all of this and the process of the hiring, which has been great. And then we are still, for those that asked the question, we are still trying to process any new businesses. I haven't talked about, like, I know we have a few little smaller office spaces, but not like the ones that you'd normally see on the first floor. We're continuing to keep them moving as quickly as we can. We are still operating full tilt on our occupancy inspections, on projects going through Architectural Review Board. Architectural Review Board is tonight, and we're doing it via Zoom, and we try to do as many pre-approvals as possible. So we're spending a lot of extra time getting those things through. So like for tonight's agenda, I think there were 9 items on, and they're only going to have to discuss 2. So we are trying really hard to, it's a lot of extra work on staff, but it's, I think, really helping in the long run with getting things moved forward. So I think that's an update unless anyone else, yes.
I have a question. Last month, we were talking about the planned development in north of Old Webster, and there was some sort of study going on or being proposed would give us the impacts of that financially, etc. Where does that stand?
It's not available yet, but it's being worked on by the consultant.
Do we have an ETA on that or finish report or?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yep.
I have a quick question. I'm not sure if you're able to share, but the urgent care that you mentioned, is that a total access or is that another? It is? Okay.
Yeah, I can share only because they've turned things in to go to Architecture Review Board. So, and to Board of Adjustment. Yes, it is another total access.
Okay.
And I had a question for, I don't know if it's for Mara or for the rest of the BDC. When it comes to these new houses that you're talking about, these big houses that are being put up, obviously people are moving into them. Is there something that the BDC or the city does to like welcome them or invite them to what we have to offer in terms of our business profile?
Yeah, definitely. So when they come in to get their occupancy permit, we actually have a really cool folder that's pulled together, and the folder has different brochures about the business districts. It has things, this is when they sign up for their trash. It has links that talk about our gift certificate program. It has just a whole series of things. And when they come in to get their occupancy permit, the front desk kind of walks them through those items and then does direct them to our website too.
And they get a chamber book.
They do. Thank you.
And just so you know, city staff is working on updating all of that. So it can be accessible electronically, so if somebody chooses not to have all that paper, they can have it just electronically, just download it from the website. But that's a process in place right now.
We also give them a lovely pen that says Explore Webster Groves and has the website.
Do they still get a mug? We used to.
We do still have some mugs.
You know, I had well, I want to say a quick question too, going back to the development area north of Old Webster. Have the taxing districts had much input in that? Is it at that stage yet? Just in terms of, I don't know, the proportion of it's going to be businesses or.
They were invited.
I don't even know enough to formulate the question, but I wanted to know about input.
All the chair people for all of the various boards and commissions were invited to individual conversations, like as in like they had little similar to the town halls. So they were invited to have that conversation. And then we've been trying to make sure to let people know that the town halls were happening. And so that went out too, and they got people onto a mailing list for that. And we've been trying to update them all, but it's still in the stage of their gathering information. So, you know, we keep trying to encourage people to, again, the website has a lot. So if anyone wants to go back, previous town hall information is available on there.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Because this is a short meeting as some meetings go. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 28th.
I had one last question. So this is kind of something that was kind of planted, I want to say probably a year or two back. We had a conversation about how to draw folks to Webster Groves beyond just food offerings. And one of the things that I think we do really well here are like festivals, and the individual schools offer programs like you offer the runs, the 5Ks, and I think we have the Santas on the Loose, and we do the holiday things obviously really well. One of the things that kind of has been eating at me was, in terms of ideas, was what can we do either to recommendations as far as the city goes or as a BDC to businesses, using those businesses that may not be active in the business district or in the BDC, but also have an obvious draw. So like, for example, like the hub, like I've never seen or talked to anybody that's been at a district meeting or involved with the BDC, or, you know, I don't know how involved they are with the city, but they obviously have like a huge draw to the Webster Groves area. At least in my.
A quick FYI, the
Sure.
owner of the hub is the chairperson of the Old Webster Business Commission.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So shows you how much I know. Using those businesses, is there something that we can discuss in the coming year to use those businesses that are not necessarily food associated business to advertise other non-food businesses? So for example, you know, I'm just a small dental office, but I think it would be nice for me to open my space to displaying some of what Webster has to offer, or somehow trying to capture the client base from places like the hub, to explore Webster Groves with a bike thing around Webster, you know, something like that, to get other businesses involved with these other non-food businesses, so that, and don't get me wrong, I love our food business, our food offerings, but just kind of the idea of having something else, or displaying other businesses, and using their customer bases to motivate those bases to go to other businesses that we have to offer.
If I can jump in, the trade is actually working on something like that. That's one of our plans for next year. With the exercise coach, she came up with a similar type idea of you know, rotating, featuring a business a month and in all the other businesses and doing something like that. I
Okay.
would, you know, encourage you to come to our January meeting for the trade.
Sure.
I've offered to be on the subcommittee with her, and you might want to jump in as well too.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but we're looking at things like that for the trade in Old Webster to help kind of do what you're talking about.
Excellent. That's all I got.
Did that answer? Sorry, did that answer?
No, that's fine. My more question was, how do we function as a BDC and something like that? But it sounds like the trade association's got it handled.
And definitely, I think it is surprising that sometimes people don't know a bunch of the other people that are on our various boards and commissions, because I think we do have a pretty good variety. In fact, most of the restaurants are not on boards and commissions because they're so busy. So the only one that we really have is Mark Hinkle. Is one of our only ones. We used to have Cyrano's on Old Orchard, and you know, a lot of the restaurant people, they're just too busy to be able to attend these meetings.
Right.
And so it's actually interesting. The other businesses are the ones that are usually represented in a lot of our boards and commissions.
Right.
Pam, I know I can't hear you. Can other people hear you?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I was going to say was have a wonderful holiday and be safe and healthy and shop a lot.
I just want to give a shout out to Tom Cooper at the library. If it wasn't for Tom Cooper, we wouldn't have a Santa's on the Loose. And he graciously allowed us to use that west parking lot for the finish line. And we're almost sold out. It's going to be very, very safe. People wear masks before the start line, separate start and finish, no water station. It's going to be very safe. And I just so appreciate Tom Cooper he's my hero right now. And we have a virtual event for the kids called Elves on the Loose. And that will extend until December 17th, and it's a photo contest. So more details to come. It's not a live event this Saturday, but it is something for the kids, and we've got great prizes, like a grand prize with pizza, a take-home craft project from You Can Do, a book from Novel Neighbor, and this adorable little plush dog from Raising Cane's Chicken. So if you've got kids, please consider it.
Thanks, Rebecca.
That's it.
Motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All right, good. Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
January 28th. Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good.